A lot of New York Jets fans were stunned by the team's first-round pick on Thursday night. Well, let's take a closer look at why they may have made this selection. Well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Wa2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. If you're brand new, welcome aboard. Please like and subscribe. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate your support. So let's talk a little bit about the first round of the NFL draft, specifically with the New York Jets. Now, I gotta say, the highlight of the Jets draft night was Kyle, the young man who made the announcement. That guy was fantastic. I'll tell you what, after the victories, I think Johnny better take him alongside for some ice cream. I mean, let's get some videos with those two guys having ice cream together, celebrating Jets victories. I'm here for it. So, the choice of Will McDonald was very, very surprising. Every mock draft that you looked at, not one had the Jets taking Will McDonald. I thought he would be a late first, early second round draft pick, but after the offensive tackles went off the board, all four of them, it really put the Jets in a difficult spot. I believe they tried to trade down. The clock went down to nearly a minute. And, then the camera goes back into the Jets draft room. They're all hugging and high-fiving. I swear, it was like, I thought to myself, did they take, the tape from last year's draft and insert it there so it would look like they would actually be happy? I just didn't get it. I mean, when you look at position, if that's how you look at it, the Jets are as loaded as edge rusher as they are any other position. Like Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers, Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, Michael Clemens. I mean, they're absolutely stacked. That's just the edge rushers. I'm not even looking at defensive tackle yet. That's another need that we could talk about. So even though I thought it made sense that they might take a flyer on an edge rusher with a late round pick or maybe get somebody off the scrap heap, the undrafted free agents, a first round pick seemed quite surprising. So I decided to look a little bit closer and figure out, why did the Jets do this? Now we know Robert Saleh is all about sending waves of pass rushers after the quarterback. He likes to rotate these guys. Most of these defensive linemen are not going to play more than about 60% of the snaps, aside from Quinnen Williams, who plays about 70 to 80, somewhere in that area. That is as high as it could ever get. All right, Quinnen's never going to play every single down, and most pass rushers, most of the edge rushers in this defense, if you go back and look at the snap counts, it really wasn't more than 60% for any of them when you really look at it. But then I thought to myself, okay, well, let's look at the stats and see what really happened and why the Jets feel the need. I mean, could this edge rush have been better? Well, if you look at overall sack count, the Jets had 45 sacks last year. That's tied for 7th in the NFL. Okay, the Philadelphia Eagles led the way with 70. The Eagles absolutely dominated. And I felt like 45 sacks was a pretty good number, and also their sack percentage that the Jets had was 7.49%. 7.49% of the time on a passing attempt, the Jets managed to record a quarterback sack. That is 9th best in the league, and it's a big improvement from 2021 when their sack percentage was 5.32. So definitely an uptick. But they're still behind Philadelphia at 11%. They're behind New England at 8.31%. New England, it might surprise you, actually gets to the quarterback the vast majority of the time compared to the Jets even at 8.31%. So the Patriots are second overall in that stat. But here's the pass rushing stat that surprised me, and I think this makes sense why they went after Will McDonald. There's a stat I found on Pro Football Reference called hurry percentage. Basically, the number of times that the quarterback drops back, how often is he hurried? This isn't about sacks. It's not even about knockdowns. Just how often does he feel the pressure and have to escape the pocket? And the Jets recorded a 6.2% hurry percentage. You know where that ranks in the NFL? 21st. It's crazy. So the Jets are getting to the quarterback. The sack percentage is pretty good. The total number of sacks is pretty good, but they weren't generating pressure as often as they could have. Just 6% of the time, 21st overall, and that's why I think they brought in Will McDonald. So let's look at McDonald at one stat, and this one I got from Jets X Factor. I want to give them credit for this. So if you look at true pass sets, this came from Pro Football Focus. Now, a true pass set means no play action, no screens, no blitzes, between 2 and 4 seconds to throw, just like a very plain, basic pass set without a lot of bells and whistles. All right? Are we straight? Good, we're straight. True pass sets. So on those plays at Iowa State, Will McDonald recorded a pass rush win rate of 45.8%. That's the second best in the country among 443 edge rushers, and first among defensive players in the 2023 draft class. For reference, the average pass rush win rate was just 19.3%. McDonald more than doubled that. And he wasn't even playing his real position. He was playing more inside. If you go back and listen to the phone call when Robert Saleh is talking to Will McDonald, he talks about, we're going to put you in this formation as opposed to this one that you were just in. Saleh's talking about, you had a little dip in production last year even, but we're going to put you in a formation where you're going to thrive. That caught my attention. So to give you the exact numbers, McDonald was credited with 22 pass rush wins on 48 true pass sets. So he beat his blocker nearly every other play, which is remarkable. So that's why Joe Douglas was talking about how explosive Will McDonald can be. He feels he's the most dynamic pass rusher in this draft, and that's why. Now, yes, he needs the bulk. Right now, he's not ready to play against the run. This is not a player necessarily who's going to be playing a whole lot. He seems like he's the next Bryce Huff, in my opinion. I expect Bryce Huff to have one more year with the Jets, then I think he's going to be on his way out, which hurts me a little bit because I'm a big Bryce Huff guy, but I understand it. It's about the pipeline. It's about developing players, creating the Jets' way of doing business, developing these players, and then bringing in new players to say, here's how we do business. We're going to bring you along. It's your job to put in the work, and it's your job to contribute. And that's why I think they made the pick of Will McDonald. Now, I wonder if they could have grabbed him with the 43rd pick in the draft. We'll never know that. That's the one thing. I almost wonder if they could have even traded up a little bit from 43 and packaged maybe a late round pick and moved maybe to the back of the first round to do that. I do wonder about it. We'll never know. But the Jets have Will McDonald, and that pass rush win rate of 45.8% tells me that he's got some raw potential. He's an incredible athlete. If you've seen the videos, he's jumping over cars. I hope he never does anything like that again. I mean, come on. Ashton Davis was a great hurdler, and has that translated to him being a great safety in the NFL? Me thinks not. So I'm very hopeful about what Will McDonald could be. I still want to bulk up that offensive line. We'll see what happens over day 2 and day 3. So I hope this video gives you a little bit of an understanding about why the Jets may have gone for Will McDonald and the fact that he can help out a pass rush that has been good last year but still has the potential to get better. Well, I want to know what you think. Put them right there in the comments. How do you feel about Will McDonald? Do you believe in him? Are you going to give him a chance? Or do you feel this is a terrible draft pick? I want to see what you have to say. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.